Well, good morning, everybody. Things haven't worked out so far this morning. So I'm at this lone tree here. I've shot it before, and I came out early to try to get my star shot to put as a composite with the Comet Lemmon that I shot over here. And the forecast was completely wrong. With it's completely clouded in. So the idea was to shoot that and then stay and then get the belt of Venus. So the purple hues opposite the sunrise is on the other side. And now there is a band that the sun might pop up through, but I don't expect to get color. But I'm gonna wait around for it. It's still a few minutes before the sun will actually rise. So we'll see if you get some color on those clouds or not, but I'm not expecting much of them. The idea was to go down to the park that's just down the road here and shoot Blomidon, which I've never shot from that perspective before. So I'm gonna jump back into the car and stay warm and see if we get a splash of color here, and then go look for some wildlife in Grand Pré. Well, the sun's officially risen. We'll still wait here a little bit to see if we get that splash of color or not. There's a few nice bands in the sky. I'm gonna take a snapshot. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very similar to one I shot in one of my first videos when I went to Cape Split, but just to get one in the bag. But it might just be recreating what I've already done. So before, I've shot over on this direction, like up here off the road, but there's all this grass that's sticking out. So I'm gonna come here where it's cleaner. I can probably remove one of those with Photoshop and make a nice clean shot. Get it nice and low to kind of get the little valley out of the way. And then, yeah, so there's a little bit of color. You probably can't see it on this camera, but a little bit of color kind of coming in here where Blomidon is. So again, we'll see if the light hits Blomidon or hits the sky. It's only about a minute, so I should be able to get in the spot if the color does pop here and I don't have color here. So I quickly moved down to the park. So you can see this little band here. So the sun was just coming through that. And again, that time is going to be short-lived as it rises and then it goes back into the clouds. So I didn't get super great light on it, but there was a little bit of light on the horizon on that side. And then I'm in at about 500 on the 150 to 600. And then kind of just picking out little compositions with Blomidon. It's a little chilly this morning. I think it's like -2. Yesterday it was raining. Tomorrow it's supposed to be +9. So warm up my ears. But I think that's the most of the light. We'll see if any of those little bands open up, add a little bit more layers to the sky. Again, if I'm going to shoot wildlife, I need more light right now anyway, because even shooting landscape, I'm up in my ISO, at least on the telephoto. So, but Grand Pré is known for owls, and I'd love to get an owl shot. I don't think there's been any recent sightings, but there's snowy owls are also there as well. But a fox, bald eagle, something interesting. Well, I think that's going to be all the good light. We'll break down and drive in and see if we can find some wildlife. So it started off pretty good. Came down the main road, and there was a bald eagle that was perched on top of a telephone pole or power line. Obviously, you're shooting up underneath them, and you have man-made stuff in the way. Ideally, it'd be on a tree branch or just a simple post in the field. It's simpler than you're shooting straight on, but at least to get a nice one to start off with. And then just came across a tree here that has two massive nests. There's two bald eagles in it. I'm pretty sure I got a photo of them making babies. Well, I showed sliding on the ice at Evangeline Beach. I literally just fell getting out of the car on the ice. So, slick out here. In Halifax, we had all the rain and there's nothing. There's no ice. There's no nothing. But I'm gonna head up. Boom! Down here. And there's a couple bald eagle nests on the tree line, and I can see the silhouettes of eagles. So I'm not gonna get crazy close, but see if I can get a shot. I don't want to disturb them. So this is the Long Island area, and over the years it's definitely been a spot where the snowy owl has been spotted. Again, nothing this year, but another reason. Well, keep an eye out for that as I walk in along the dike here. Well, that was a longer walk than I was expecting, and there was only one bald eagle left when I got there, and he wasn't a fan of me even being remotely close. So I did get one shot of him perched above the nest before I got in, but flushing out lots of pheasants along the dike here, but on my way back to the car, and then drive around these open fields for a bit more. Can't shoot the St. Miles Chapel there. Pretty sure I haven't actually shot it in winter before, so it'll be nice to add to my collection because I got a whole whack of different conditions at this spot, like Northern Lights being one of the nicer ones. But I'm gonna do one more loop kind of around, see if I can see anything else sticking out. If not, I'll fire up what else I got. And then I'm gonna go meet up with my mom and head to a waterfall, rapids. I've never been there. It's about an hour hike up a mountain, and it's in Falmouth. So either it's gonna be nice and I'll shoot something, or I'll end the video here. But we'll see. I did end up making the hike to Castle Frederick trails in Falmouth. There are several looping paths adding up to roughly 10 kilometers of trails. Heading straight towards Roaring Falls was mostly uphill, but well worth the effort. The falls themselves were larger than I expected, though much of the scene was wrapped in ice, giving it a somewhat chaotic field overall. I did try a few shots using a polarizer, though limited effect as I was shooting more or less into the sun with a 6-stop ND filter for about 3-second exposures. I think this location would be nicer in the fall. There are some hardwood, and with the autumn colors and the falls would make a nice scene. After hiking out, I stopped to help my mother swap one of my prints. She won it as a Christmas gift. We reused an existing custom frame that had originally been made for a Dawson Falls image. The new print is one I only shared on my first video. It's a Milky Way at Polly Cove. It's not a shot I'm 100% happy with. I prefer 2 other images I shot that night, but she chose that one for the colors and the placement of the tree. She doesn't necessarily care about the technical perfections. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.